Hey kids, it's me, Toni Homeperm, the singing diva of Long Island. Welcome to my channel where I take an eyeshadow palette and I create a fabulous drag look like the one that I have done for you today. And the palette that I'm playing with today that I used to create this look is none other than the Blend Bunny Cosmetics the Dollhouse palette. Yes, it's the neutral palette that is taking Instagram by storm. I tell you, everyone on Instagram and Facebook now and YouTube is just going crazy over this palette. This is the palette. I wanted you to see the inside. Now the first two palettes, which I also have, are the Blends palette and the Surge palette. And the Blends palette is more of a rainbow palette. It's actually my favorite rainbow palette in my collection. And the Surge palette is also colorful, but it tends to be more grungy. And when I saw that Blend Bunny was coming out with a neutral palette, well, I love those other two palettes so much, I said, I absolutely have to have this palette in my collection, because even though I do love colorful looks, sometimes I do enjoy doing a more neutral, maybe even one would say soft glam drag look. Although I don't know if today's look qualifies as soft glam. So you'd have to tell me your opinion on that. I mean, for me, I think it's soft glam, but for the lady who works in the cafeteria down the street, it might not be soft glam. I don't know, but I really don't care what she thinks about this look. I'm just kidding. I hope she likes it. So here is the palette. There are 30 pans, 2 rows of shimmers on the top and the bottom, and the 3 rows in the middle are all matte. And as they usually do with their palettes, the columns are set up in color story rows as you go across. So if you have trouble sort of deciding what kind of a color story you want to do, this palette makes it very easy for you. If you're in the mood for a green look, well, there's this column, which is the one that I used for the most part on my eye today. Or there's a sort of blue-purple, this sort of mauvey rose, more of brown-orange. This one is just more sort of neutral. A lot of the guessing work has been taken out of the equation for you. Really, you can just pick any column and do a great look. And really, you can combine any of the shadows in this palette and come up with a great look. Now, I did swatch it for you, and please forgive me. I thought I would be able to get like 3 rows on one arm, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out. So first I'm going to show you the first set of swatches. Okay, now this is the first row and the second row. So we start with the shimmers on top. So we have Mannequin, Glass Eye, Lace, Pretend, Tulle, and Pin Curls. And that is the first row of mattes, and these are the lightest mattes. We have Undress, Hold Me, Display, Pose, Baby Doll, and Porcelain. Then we have the third row of mattes, and these are darker. We have Plastic, No Strings, Attic, Vintage, Rouge, and Figure. And now the fourth row in the palette, which are the deepest, darkest mattes, we have Fasten, Cinched, Stitched, Silhouette, Plume, and Madame. And then finally, we have the last row of shimmers, and that's Marionette, Imaginary, Harlequin, Dress Up, Little Sister, and Chantilly. I also did a little video for you of just those last row of swatches, just so you could get an idea of how reflective they are, and there's that. Okay, so there are the swatches. As you can see, it's swatched fabulously. I was not surprised about that. All of the palettes that I have from Blend Bunny, they all swatch really, really good. So I had no doubts that this was also going to perform similarly. But of course, you never know. Just because a company has produced 1 or 2 great palettes, there's always the possibility. Oh, is the next one, is it not going to be good? Have they changed the formula or anything like that? And of course, you have questions. We always have questions. So what I want to do is roll the camera back in time, show you how I created this look, and then we will come back and I will tell you all my thoughts on the Dollhouse palette. So stay tuned. Okay, I'm back, ready to start. I glued my eyebrows down, did my base foundation, drew new eyebrows on, and I think they're okay. I'm using my new microphone today. Let's pray to the AV gods that it corrects that horrible crackling that I was having since I got rid of the old microphone. We'll see what happens. I mean, if it's still happening, then I guess I have to stick with the camera mic. I mean, it's not the greatest, but at least I don't have all that crackling. So anyway, we are creating a look tonight, with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics, the Dollhouse, her 3rd palette in the series. Let me save my little plastic sheet. It does have a mirror. Oh, I haven't even... Does it have that little plastic on it? It does. I can pull that off. It does have a mirror, which I don't want to blind you with. There it is again. And the only problem I have is trying to decide which colors I want to use, because they're all so beautiful. A very neutral tone palette from her, but neutral but colorful, and I really appreciate it. And I have just been recently saying, I feel like I need a neutral palette in my collection. I mean, I have some, but I was feeling the need for another one, and just as I was thinking that, they started teasing this, and I was like, okay, I'm going to hold off on getting something until I see what this has to offer, and, well, here it is. And as I was saying, the only problem that I ever have with these palettes is I want to use every color. But of course, you can't use every color at the same time. But I'm definitely going to try to use quite a few. And I think I'm going to stick with this green column for tonight. I'm getting ready to do my Naughty or Nice show, and I have to have a nice look. My makeup table in front of me is such a mess. A disaster. So let's see. I want to try to use as many of the colors in that one column as possible. So I'm gonna go in with this color Porcelain, just sort of as a transition color over the whole area, just so that we can say we've used it. It's very light, so I don't know really if it's gonna show up. I mean, this is really it's a transition color. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be, and that's what it is. I mean, actually, I can see it. So it is pigmented for the light color that it is. Okay, that worked well as a transition tone, and now I'm going to go in with this color Figure. Such a beautiful mossy green. I love those kinds of colors, so I can't wait to see how this looks on the eye. As always, these mats, they just blend themselves out. They just go on so nicely and smoothly, and give you an even wash of color. I'm building it up slowly, and I'm gonna get much darker in the outer corner, but I wanna like build it up. So that's my approach today. Sometimes I go the opposite way. Sometimes I start off dark and then blend it out, and sometimes I like to go in this way, light and build it up. So, you know, certain formulas, you're kind of stuck with how you have to approach them, as far as whether you start with the light shades and build them up, or apply the dark pigments and then blend them out. But I think I've approached the Blend Bunny formula both ways, and I've never had an issue either way. Whatever looks that I've done with any of the Blend Bunny palettes, I've never ever had any kind of an issue. And not having an issue today. This color is blending out really, really nicely. So I'm going to do the same on this side and get them both to the level of pigmentation that I want on both sides, and then we'll proceed with the next step. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm back. So I built that up to an intensity that I like, and I love this color figure. It's like this mossy brownish green, and I think with some gold on the lid, it's gonna like really be beautiful. So now though, I do want to get some depth in here, and this palette makes it easy for you, because here is right below figure is her darkening shade, which is Madame. Would Madame care for an aperitif? So, and here's the thing with her dark colors, they're pigmented. So you want to be careful. You want to build them up a little bit at a time. At least I do. I don't want a big blotch of darkness on the eye. I want it blended out, and I just put a little bit on the brush, and you can see how it's already giving me some beautiful depth to the look. I am just so excited to be playing with this palette. It's really building up so nicely, and you can see there's no patchiness or chunkiness or anything. And I'm only putting a little bit of Madame on at a time. I'm building it up slowly. That is coming along so nicely. Okay, I'm going to continue to do the same thing. I'm probably going to jump back into figure and just re-intensify it, and help blend out the shadow of Madame that I've already put down. And I'm going to do the same on this side, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I did both eyes, and I think you can see just how lovely the blend is, and not easy for me. I'm not a makeup artist. Everything I know about putting on makeup is from trial and error and from watching YouTube videos. Normally shadows don't blend that easily for me. Also, something to take into consideration, a lot of what's going on, like here, it's very blended, and it's going over glue down eyebrows, which are not smooth. I try to get them as smooth as possible, but they are not smooth. And even with them not being smooth, I still got a beautiful blend on top of them. Just goes to show you how really good the formula is, that even over texturized glued down eyebrows, it still went over that beautifully. So and believe me, if it can go over eyebrows that are glued down and make them look that good, just imagine how they'll look on, you know, eyes, the skin of eyes that's, you know, perfectly smooth. Not that even, you know, the rest of my eyelid skin is smooth, but it's a discussion for another day. All right, I'm gonna cut the crease and we will be right back to proceed with the next step. Okay, well, I cut my crease and really happy with how it's coming out so far. Everything looks great. I need to sort of blend the edges in where I did the cut crease, so we're going to go in with a little of Madame here and just sort of soften that. It's not perfect, it doesn't matter, because we're going to be putting shimmer down. That looks good. And let's just throw some NYIIiice glitter primer down on the cut crease area, and I'm going to go in with some of these beautiful, beautiful shimmers. So let me apply that, and then we'll start with the shimmers. Okay, I've got my NYIIiice glitter primer down on this eye. I'm going to put some of Chantilly, that color, in the outer edge, and then some of Pin Curls, and I think in the very inner corner we are going to hop over to that color Lace right there, because I just wanted to get progressively lighter in the lid area. So we're going from like that to that to that. Here we go. I think actually these do apply better with the finger. So, yes. They're looking really good. The only problem I have with applying with my finger is freaking fingers are so big. I do have a silicone applicator that I can use for the tight corners, so I probably will use a little bit of that. Well, not a little bit. I will use the silicone applicator to get into the tight spots. But look how reflective that is. Wow. Oh, look at that. It's like liquid metal. Okay, that is just stunning, stunning, stunning. The only thing I think I just have to do is just blend them in a little bit better together. That's on me. And do the other side, and we'll be right back. But so far, so good. Okay, I'm back. I did both eyes, and I did a little bit of liner work with my Chaotic Cosmetics liquid liner. Best liner I've ever used. Not paid to say that. I bought it with my own money, okay? Now, we just need to smoke out the bottom of the eye. This look has come together so quickly, so easily. I can't say enough good things about this palette already. So I want to put some of Madame right there, and blend it out with a little bit of Figure. Nothing too crazy, really. I'm not sure if I want to do white in the waterline or black. I'm thinking I might tightline with black in the waterline and the you know, tightline the top. Just because I feel like. So yeah, that's all really I have to do. And of course, go ahead and do the rest of the face, finish that off, and I think I'm going to do that off camera and come back with the finished look. And I have to say, so far, I mean, this palette is it's just a dream to work with. It really is. I love it. I'm like just looking at the shimmers, and they just look like liquid metal, and I could just look at those all day. Okay, stay tuned for the finished look. And we're back, and here it is, the finished drag look. What do you all think? I actually decided to come in a little closer when I reveal the finished look. I'm just trying out some new ideas for when I film my videos, so I'm hoping, you know, we'll see if it works better to come in this close, or, you know, is it better if I'm a little further away so that you can see more of the look? I don't know. So, but this is how I decided to come back on camera today. Now, of course, I know you all want to know, what the heck did she do to finish the look? Well, of course, there was the usual drag contouring and highlighting. For my blush, I actually went back into the palette, and I used this color Plastic right here. I used that for my blush, and I think that's a nice sort of a soft corally color. I like how it looks. For my cheek highlight, I'm pretty sure you can see it. I grabbed an old favorite, my Kaleidos Solar Sailor. Their highlights they're out of this galaxy. They really are. They are fantastic. So that was the upper cheek highlight. I think you can get a good look at it right there. Blinding, right? And on the lips, I went with an old tried and true favorite. It's my Stila Aria. I don't know. I just love this color. I love this berry color on the lip. So what can I say? So of course, now I know you're all wondering, Toni, is the Dollhouse palette, is it drag worthy? Is it ToniHomeperm approved? Oh, come on. You knew I was going to say that it's drag worthy. I mean, the other two palettes from Blend Bunny are just so amazing, and I knew going into this that I was going to love this palette, and I do. It is a great palette. The mattes just blend so beautifully, and I mean the shimmer on the cut crease area that I did. I mean, oh, it's just so shiny and reflective. It's like liquid metal. I mean, it's really beautiful. It really is. I'm extremely happy with this eye look. I think it's very dramatic, very glamorous, and I'm doing my Naughty or Nice show tonight, and I don't have any fears about going on camera looking like this, because I think the eye look is just spectacular. So yes, the Dollhouse palette it is drag worthy, and it is, of course, Toni Home Perm approved. And not only could you create a fabulous drag look like I've done today, but you would have no problem creating an everyday wearable look. As I always say, you know, if I was a career girl and I was headed into the office, I could easily throw on a very quick, wearable, you know, soft glam look for the office, you know, in the hopes that that new manager might ask me out at the end of the shift, perhaps for a cocktail. No, never gonna happen. But a girl can dream. But yes, 100%. I love this palette. I knew I was gonna love this palette. I mean, I think all of you knew that I was gonna love this palette. It was so obvious when I was working with the mattes, and they just blend themselves out. It's like you don't have to do any of the work. It does the work for you. It's just so beautiful. And even though this is a drag look, you could easily adapt this to an everyday look, and just a little bit of figure, darken it up with a little bit of Madame, and then, you know, throw the shimmer on the eyelid. And as I said, these work better with the finger. So I mean, it'd be 1, 2, 3, you know, a quick look, you know, just, you know, pat the shimmer on the eyelid, a little mascara, and you're good to go. And conversely, if you want to do an all-out glam drag look, well, here it is. Now, of course, you can always catch me twice a month on Naughty or Niiiiice. That's the internet variety show that I do with the legendary New York City horror diva Alexis Flame. There is also my weekly podcast, God'll Get You for That, Walter, which is the show that I do with Tom Cat. We watch episodes of the 1970 sitcom Maude, which starred B. Arthur. We review them, we discuss the social implications and ramifications, and we talk about how things were in the 1970s, how much they've stayed the same, and how much they have changed, and we do it all with a lot of laughs. Don't forget, you can also get any of the Naughty or Niiiiice merchandise by checking the details below. And of course, the details for all of my shows and social media also listed down below. Well, kids, that's all I have for you today. This was the first look that I did with the Dollhouse palette. There are going to be a lot more looks made with this palette. I'm actually thinking for a future video, I'd like to take all 3 of the palettes and do a palette bingo, like randomly picking 2 colors out of each palette and using them to create a look. I think that would be a lot of fun. But there's a lot of looks that I still want to create just with the Dollhouse palette alone, and I'm sure you'll be along for the ride to see them. So that's all I have for you today, kids. Until the next video, bye-bye.